One of the unexpected things that you'll face during your PhD is the loss of a loved one. I experienced that in 2024. I lost a very close uncle. He was like a parent to me because I grew up without my parents, and he was there for me. Uh, sorry, it's a bit difficult to share, but I felt the need to share so that it can also help you in case you experience the same thing. I just want to share to share my experience and also how I dealt with it at the time in 2024. Um, what I can say is that receiving the news was not easy. It's very difficult to receive the news of passing of your loved one. And I was here in Mauritius when I received the news. I was alone in my studio, and the worst part is that I could feel that something was wrong. There was something wrong because people were acting weird. You know how it is with social media. Two cousins of mine shared on their story on Facebook, and I saw they put a picture of him and they wrote RIP. So that was the first thing I saw when I went on Facebook, and their stories were next to each other. And then I opened their story. I was like, what is happening? Why RIP? Then I reached out to my close aunt, the sister to my uncle, to ask her what is happening. I also reached out to his son. I asked what is happening, and nobody was responding to my messages, and I was anxious all the day because I sent them. I saw this status in the afternoon around 1 p.m. I think, and I sent messages immediately, and nobody responded. I knew something was wrong, and I was nervous the whole day until in the evening. I think then they gathered the courage to tell me, and my aunt told me that unfortunately your uncle is late. And I've never felt alone in a foreign country. I couldn't travel to the funeral. I couldn't go to the funeral, but I was able to watch it live. A friend of mine did a video call, and I watched the funeral live. But I didn't have the support that I needed. My family was away. I couldn't be with my family to bury my favorite uncle, and I was alone in my studio. I did not get that much support. I got a lot of support from my church. They were very supportive. I would receive comforting messages, and they would check in from time to time. But with PhD, you are always alone. You work alone. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have classmates. So I had to deal with the grief alone by myself, which was very hard. Of course, I sent an email to my university, to my supervisors, to inform them about the loss, but I didn't get a lot of support from the university. So it was very difficult to deal with it on my own. That is when I felt like the PhD was not important at the time. During that time, he passed away in August 2024. So between August and December, I just felt like PhD was not important because it also took a toll on my mental health. I felt very sad, depressed. Of course, I was not diagnosed, but I felt that deep darkness around me, and I didn't want to do any research work. I didn't have the strength to do any research work. that is when I stepped back from my studies. I requested some time off. I requested a break because I couldn't handle it. It's okay to ask for a break. I mean, if you don't feel the motivation, or if you don't have the strength to continue with your studies or with your research, you can get a break. It's better to take a break than to maybe have a crash out, or to crash, or to have a breakdown. So to avoid that, I took a break. I stayed in my apartment for a very long time. I would move here and there to get some food, but I stayed a lot in my apartment, grieving. And then I got the strength to resume my studies. Of course, that affected my timeline. That means my timeline changes. I was behind with a lot of things, so I had to catch up. I had to catch up where I left off. Basically, what I want to say is that as you do your PhD, just know that there will be unexpected things that will happen, and the worst one is grief. Especially if you are in a foreign country, the worst thing that can happen to you is losing a loved one and then not being able to travel home to bury that person. That is something that is very difficult to deal with. It doesn't go away, but over time it gets better. It got better with time. Of course, the last months of 2024 were very difficult, but then 2025 it became, the pain eased away. It became much lighter. It became easy to deal with, because I had to remind myself that I need to get the PhD. If I let the grief consume me, I will not get the PhD. And also, I am on a scholarship. The scholarship doesn't pause because you are grieving. You are losing time, and that is time that I will not get back. I will not get back the months that I lost. The scholarship will not give me those months. So I had to put myself together that, okay, I lost my uncle. It was a difficult period. I took some time to grieve. I paused my studies. I think now it's time to get back to my studies and get this PhD. I'm sure my uncle would be very proud of me. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. If you have dealt with grief in your PhD, please share in the comments. Let us know how you dealt with that. Maybe that would help somebody else, because sometimes some people, I think they would get discouraged and not resume their PhD or completely quit their PhD, because sometimes you may lose a mother, a father, a sister, or a very, very close relative or friend, and that can hit hard. So I would not encourage you to quit. Just take some time to grieve and then come back and resume your studies.